Intel appoints Lip-Bu Tan as CEO.
Oh my god, okay, interesting. Oh boy, okay.
Intel today announced that its board of directors has appointed Lip-Bu Tan, an accomplished technology leader with deep semiconductor industry experience, as CEO effective March 18th, so next week. He succeeds interim CEOs David Zisner and Michelle Johnson Hothouse. Tan will rejoin the Intel board of directors after stepping down from the board in August 2024. Zisner will remain CFO, and Johnson Hothouse will remain CEO of Intel Products, which we all kind of already knew. Frank D. Yeary, who took the role of interim executive chair of the board during the search for new CEO, will revert to being the independent chair of the board upon Tan becoming CEO. Lip-Bu is an exceptional leader whose technology industry experience, deep relationships across the product and foundry ecosystems, and proven track record of creating shareholder value is exactly what Intel needs in its next CEO, Yeary said. Throughout his long and distinguished career, he has earned a reputation as an innovator who put customers at the heart of everything he does, delivers differentiated solutions to win in the market, and builds high performance cultures to achieve success. Like many across the industry, I have worked closely with Lip-Bu in the past and have seen firsthand how his relentless attention to customers drives innovation and success. Yuri continued. We are delighted to have Lip-Bu as our CEO as we work to accelerate our turnaround and capitalize on the significant growth opportunities ahead. On his appointment, Tan said, I'm honored to join Intel as CEO. I have tremendous respect and admiration for this iconic company, and I see significant opportunities to remake our business in ways that serve our customers better and create value for our shareholders. Intel has a powerful and differentiated computing platform, a vast customer install base, and a robust manufacturing footprint that is getting stronger by the day as we rebuild our process technology roadmap, Tan continued. I'm eager to join the company and build upon the work the entire Intel team has been doing to position our business for the future. Yuri added, on behalf of the board, I'd like to thank Dave and Michelle for their steadfast leadership as interim co-CEOs. Their discipline and focus have been a source of stability as we continue the work needed to deliver better execution, rebuild product leadership, advance our foundry strategy, and begin to regain investor confidence. Tan is a longtime industry investor and widely respected executive with more than 20 years of semiconductor and software experiences, as deep relationships across Intel's ecosystem. He formerly served as CEO of Cadence Design Systems from 2009 to 2021, where he led a reinvention of the company and drove a cultural transformation centered on customer-centric innovation. During his time as CEO, Cadence more than doubled its revenue, expanded operating margins, and delivered a stock price appreciation of more than 3,200%. Tan served as a member of the Cadence board of directors for 19 years, from his appointment in 2004 through his service as executive chairman from 21 to 23, following his tenure as CEO. Also a founding managing partner of Walden Catalyst Ventures and chairman of Walden International. He has significant public company board experience, currently serving on the boards of Credo Technology Group, interesting, and Schneider Electric. Tan holds a BS in physics from Nanyang Technological University in Singapore, an MS in nuclear engineering from MIT, and an MBA at the University of San Francisco. In 22, he received the Robert Noyce Award, the Semiconductor Industry Association's highest honor.
So Lip-Bu Tan previously was on the board of Intel. He left in in August 2024. Now, why he stepped away from the board is unclear. There, if I remember correctly, there's speculation that I believe the chair of the board was going around
Yeah.
Washington trying to sell parts of Intel, essentially break it up. Lip-Bu Tan found out, resigned his position, and then Gelsinger essentially said, either stop this or I quit. And then Gelsinger resigned. I expect Yuri to be leaving the board if that is in fact what happened.
As far as I understand it, Lip-Bu became frustrated with what was happening, and that's why he left. I'm actually going to start a poll. Is Lip-Bu Tan the right man for Intel?
So Dragon Balls D in the chat says, I thought for sure it was going to be Thomas Caulfield. I didn't think it was going to be Thomas.
After I spoke with Global Foundries, yeah, I didn't think it
Yeah.
was going to be Thomas as well.
Um,
But as far as I understand it, yes, he left in basically annoyance. The day after he left was the Global Foundries Tech Summit.
uh-huh.
And because Tom Caulfield was ill,
Uh-huh.
or he was addressing something family related, he stepped in last minute to deliver the keynote. And some comedic jabs were made at Intel's expense, though obviously he didn't answer any questions on it. So yes, CEO of Cadence, of an EDA, and for those of you who don't know what Cadence is one of the two main companies that design software that you use to build chips. Being the CEO of Cadence so long means that you do have a background in the semiconductor industry, in chip design, in how to manage IP and in that customer base. I mean, Cadence has a wide portfolio. They only not only build their own racks to model chips on for their software, but again, like I say, extensive IP. His background, though, is a lot more manufacturing and PDKs, definitely on the Intel Foundry side. And given what they said when Pat was fired, the fact that they wanted the company to be more product focused, it's definitely not a B2C product focused person,
No.
right? It's not an Intel Core, it's not a
It,
graphics.
it's it,
It's definitely a Foundry play. But ultimately, we know that Foundry is where most of Intel's revenue, or most of Intel's good margin is going to come from long term. If Foundry
mhm.
doesn't work, Intel doesn't work. So given that, yes, he is the fact that he's founding manager partner of Walden, investment means that he has kept tabs on what's happening in the industry extensively throughout AI, throughout Foundry. He has more fingers in more pies than most people. His appointment at Intel may reduce that amount of pies. Some may turn into
Yeah.
quiche or calzones.
It really makes me wonder under what circumstances Lip Bhutan left and then Gelsinger left to then have another more foundry focused person
Mhm.
e- enter as CEO.
If we make the assumption that Litbu left because of some amount of stupid infighting, or he
Yeah.
found out what Yuri was trying to do, he got the job essentially saying, "Yeah, I've got a plan. Let's
Hmm.
execute. I want to execute the way I want to," and the board
Hmm.
agreed. And at some point, the board of non-semi people turned around and said, "No, you have to do this," and he refused. So they said, "Either you do it or you're fired," and he said, "So I'm gone." They did bring on two semi people
Yes.
as on the board, ex CEO of Microchip, if I remember correctly. If we go over to Litbu's wiki page, so yeah, okay, Malaysian born but American, 65 years old. Intel doesn't have a limit on CEO ages anymore. As we said before, he has a BSc, a master's at MIT, and an MBA, yeah, physics, nuclear engineering. He began his PhD in nuclear engineering at MIT. However, after the 3 Mile Island accident, he left to do an MBA. Investments in Ambarella, Creative, S3 Graphics, and Sinocorp. For Tan's breakthrough investments in Asian tech startups, Forbes dubs Tan the pioneer of Asian VC. So he went to the board of directors of Cadence and then co CEO interim in 2008. The Cadence board formally named Tan president and CEO effective 2009. Under Tan's leadership, Cadence grew its net worth, purchased Tensilica. That's a smart investment. They've definitely made their
Mhm.
money back. Nathan says the man had no E or chip design background at all. He doesn't need it. Managing a semi, knowing how to invest in a semi, seeing what works in a semi. So he's currently on the boards of HPE, Schneider, SoftBank, and has served on the boards of Ambarella, Flextronics, Infi, Mindtree, SMIC, a couple others. Cadence history looks more like an acquisition hedge fund. If you're good at what you
Y-
do,
Yeah.
you acquire what you don't have,
Yeah.
right? So take Infi, for example, acquired by Marvell, high speed optoelectronics, right? Custom silicon that transformed that part of the market.
Hmm.
The CEO at the time is now CEO of Lattice Semi. It's a small industry at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
wasn't I wasn't expecting this news today, especially when we were on stream. Last time there was a CEO check. Well, when Pat left, do you remember me
yeah.
saying, "Now, Poutine,
Yes.
now"?
Yeah. I was it was that happened at like 5 a.m. my time.
Yeah.
I was like not fully awake.
Tan is an exceptional executive who brings technology industry expertise, deep relationships within the ecosystem, and a proven track record of creating shareholder value as Intel as the company accelerates its turnaround. There's nothing much to disagree with that. He does have
Mhm.
deep eco relationships in the technology ecosystem. Being an executive at an EDA company, I don't know how deeper you really want to
Yeah, I
be.
was gonna say the only person deeper probably was the person you interviewed from Synopsis, whose name I cannot remember at this. point in time, who retired.
Art to JS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
JS.
Other points, Intel is focusing on re-establishing Intel products as a world-class products company and establishing Foundry as a world-class foundry. Customers are at the center of everything Intel does. When they win, we win. Focus on customers and innovation will be the catalysts needed to accelerate Intel's turnaround and capitalize on growth opportunities. Intel has a critically important role to play in the domestic and global technology ecosystems. Lip-Bu and the team are committed to taking actions that delight our customers, strengthen our competitive position, and empower our people. We knew that Intel needed an American CEO.
Mhm.
Anything else would have been impossible.
Yeah.
They would have been searching immediately, and they normally in this position, you turn around and think, well, who would be a good CEO? So you have outreach
Mhm.
and inreach,
Yeah.
inbound and outbound, right? And
Mhm.
I fully expect that Lip-Bu would be an outbound offer, right? As in they reached
Mm.
out to him and saying, "Hey, we need a CEO." The fact that he is Malaysian born may have benefits for any cross continental agreement.
Mhm.
He knows what a PDK is
Yeah.
and undoubtedly probably understands the metrics needed in a PDK to make it successful.
Yeah.
If Intel were to start doing co-ownership of Foundry with TSMC and some sort of partnership agreement,
Mhm.
then he would be best poised to do that compared to a Tom Caulfield. Lip-Bu, eh?
Mm. I will say I was not expecting this news, either Lip-Bu or this news right now.
I've got a comment on Twitter from my tweet saying this validates rumors and increases the possibility of closer collaboration with TSMC. Uh, ch- oh, and somebody's posting something about a bismuth-based transistor that's faster and
Mm.
cheaper than silicon. I get the weirdest messages.